Don't just sit there or even stand there staring at me. Learn from what is happening around me and learn from me. Be patient. Think about your child first, your offspring first. Think about yourself and your offspring before you think about anybody else. If you want to fight for your child, fight directly for your child because your child is worth fighting for. I fight for my children directly. I don't need to go to any indirect source to fight for my children. No money can hold my child because my child is very important to me, and therefore I always advise people to learn from me. Don't just stand there laughing at me. Learn and be firm, because one day they will throw it back at you and then you will regret it. But why didn't you fight for yourself directly? Why didn't you fight for the rights of your kids directly? Why did you have to provoke other people to get what is actually yours? I don't need to provoke anybody to do my own things, to get my own things correctly, because I try to stay in the right of the law, and I try to do what is right. I try to be fair. So don't let anybody cover up their unwanted items with you. If you're entitled to something, let everybody see that you're entitled to such. My son will live with me and still get his father's money because he is his father. Michael Jackson is Blanca's father. I don't have to hide behind anybody. I don't have to pretend or that I'm fighting somewhere else for my son. I fight directly for my child because Michael Jackson is his biological father. I will not switch such a terrible act on us just for money. I work for my money. I worked with Michael Jackson for our money. The 2005 trial got us a bit backwards, but we came out together. Michael and I came out together. We came to the hearing. I was seated in front of his hotel every day, and streams of fans and crowds began to come and stare at me and put two and two together. For some reasons, Britain becomes conservative where I am, but sometimes you have to be careful of being conservative because it is your right to stare and put things together because you have to gain whatever you believe you should gain from such activities. So we came out and we went to the courtroom and we spoke out loud in the courtrooms, and the judges tried to be as fair as possible because if it is yours, you don't need to be scared. You don't need to be arrogant. You need to be calm, you need to be patient, and you need to be fair because it is yours and you will have what is yours eventually. I don't need to speak to a media to convince me that this is my child. The media cannot convince me of anything. I love to sit down there and talk with the media once the time is right. But they're not going to tell me who my child is. They're not going to tell me who I am. I decide who I am and they report on it. Nobody's going to tell me how to run my life. Nobody's going to convince me that I'm Michael Jackson's wife because I am Michael Jackson's wife, and I will tell you that I am Michael Jackson's wife. You will not tell me who I am because you don't know who I am. You will not tell me who my child is because I know who my child is. You don't tell me anything. So people must learn from this. You don't depend on any media to tell you who you are. Don't depend on anybody to tell you who you are. You have to know who you are. Don't convince yourself that my son is standing in front of you. It's either he's standing in front of you or he isn't. Don't convince yourself of a lie. Face the facts, face the truth, and be stern. Be confident where you can be overly confident if you can afford it.